Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bakes by Vasco. I'm Michelle with 1L, and I'm glad you're here. Well, Memorial Day weekend has come and gone, and summer is right ahead of us. That means it is picnic and party season. So we are going to make 3 classic summer side dishes here right at home and skip the deli counter line. We're going to make a crowd-pleasing pasta salad, a crisp and savory broccoli salad, and a nostalgic classic Irish Fluff, which you might know as Watergate salad. These are soft, creamy, and perfect for your next get-together. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you how to make them. All right, the first salad we're going to make is the broccoli salad because it is the one that needs to chill for it to be its best. So the first thing you want to do is take your mayonnaise, which is a half a cup, and to that you're going to add your apple cider vinegar, which is 1 1/4 tablespoons, and 8 teaspoons of sugar. So I've got both these right here. We're going to pour that in. We're going to pour that in. Once you get those things in your mixing cup, you take a whisk and you whisk them together. Then you're going to let that sit a minute. Now, this calls for bacon. And I like to bake my bacon to make it crispy, so I have already prepared it. You are going to need 1/4 pound of bacon, which comes out to 4 strips. And I have cooked it already, and we'll crumble that up in there. And then you're going to need some sunflower seeds for garnish, about a handful. All right, first thing you're going to want to do after you mix your dressing and set it aside is take your lovely little broccoli bouquet here, and we're going to cut the florets into tiny bite-sized pieces. I find the best way to do this, because I did work at a grocery deli and this was incredibly popular, is to just use your kitchen shears. Break it off into some easier to handle florets. Unless you really like them, we're going to discard the stems. Summer, summer, summertime. While you're watching me do this, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment to tell me if this brings up any nostalgic memories from growing up. And also don't forget to subscribe. All right. Now that you have these lovely florets all cut up, we're going to crumble up our bacon and add that to it. Just give it a good old crumble with your hands. Make sure your hands are clean before you start this. Oh, just dump that in right there. Toss it around with your hands, mix it up a little bit. Make sure you don't have any super huge pieces. Now you're going to take this that you whisked up and you're going to pour it over your broccoli and bacon. At this point you want a rubber spatula. Get all of it out of there. And you're just going to toss this to completely coat it. All that lovely creamy green. All right, that looks nice and combined. Now the last thing we're going to want to do is add a handful of sunflower seeds in there. You can add more, you can add less. You can also add, at this point, cut up grapes or craisins, whatever you prefer. Maybe a little red onion. That looks like a nice handful, and just sprinkle them in. Give that a toss. Now we're going to pop this in the fridge for 20 minutes. Let it chill. That's the minimum time you need to chill it. Then we're going to get to the next one. All right, everybody, while your broccoli salad is chilling, we're going to make our next one, and that is the Irish Fluff, also known as Watergate salad, another popular deli favorite. And we're going to make it here. You need 16 ounces of Cool Whip or whipped topping. I got mine here. We're going to just dump it in a large bowl. Make sure it's not frozen when you do this. Get rid of that. This one. When I grew up, I only knew this as Irish Watergate salad. So when I started working in the deli and was asked to make, if I'd ever made Irish Fluff, I had no idea what they were talking about, right? So they showed me and I was like, oh, I've done that before. So we're making it together today. Now to that 16 ounces of Irish or Cool Whip, we're going to take a box, 3.4 ounces of pistachio pudding mix, dry. And you're going to dump that in there. And then you're going to mix this up. Once you get all your dry pudding incorporated into your whipped topping, you're going to take a 20-ounce can of pineapple, crack it open, and fold it in, juice and all. And then the last thing you're going to add is 3 cups of mini marshmallows, which since it is picnic and barbecue season, you probably have on hand for s'mores. Which tell me in the comments below if you would like to see me make a s'mores salad. I have a recipe for one. And then you just fold those in to your whipped topping, pistachio pudding, pineapple mix. So they're all combined in there, and then this goes in the fridge while we get to the last, but not least, pasta salad. All right, last but certainly not least is a pasta salad. You're going to need 8 ounces of pasta of your choice, a whole tomato cut up fresh chopped, a half a can of chickpeas drained and rinsed, a half a cup of Italian dressing, and 2 teaspoons of either dried basil or Italian seasoning. You want to cook your pasta to al dente in salted water, drain and rinse it in cold water, and then we'll set that aside. I've already made mine and I'm using Celentani pasta because I thought the little corkscrews looked really neat. So I'll set that off to the side. Then I'm going to take my half a cup of Italian dressing and my 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and I'm going to whisk those together. Then I'm just going to set those to the side to bloom, and we're going to chop up our tomato. Once you have that lovely diced tomato, we're going to add that straight to our bowl of pasta. Set that off to the side and grab our drained and rinsed chickpeas. There's about 1/4 to 1/3 of a can here because I used some the other day, but that is plenty. You don't want to overdo it. Now just give that a mix real quick. Then that Italian dressing with Italian seasoning that you set off to the side to bloom, you are now going to pour over this pasta salad. Get all of it out of there. And give it a nice toss to coat everything evenly. Like I said, you can use any pasta of your choice, but something that'll hold the soup part is what you want. Leaning. All right, that's nice and mixed together. So we're going to throw that in the fridge with the other 2, and then we'll plate these up and get to the best part. All right, everybody, I am Michelle with 1L, and you've been hanging out with me on Bakes by Vasco. I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and help me grow my channel so you don't miss anything that we come up with next. Now, the best part of anything I make in my kitchen is the eating. I hope you'll give these a try. Tell me what you think in the comments. And don't forget to follow me next time. First up, we're going to try the pasta salad with chickpeas and tomatoes made with Celentani pasta. Perfect. Better than the deli. And you get the recognition of saying, you made this. Next up, the broccoli salad with bacon and sunflowers. Nice and crispy and tangy. Definitely a favorite. Even for people who really don't like broccoli. And I'll tell you the secret. You want to let it sit for that 20 minutes because the acid works to make the broccoli not so hard anymore. All right, last step, the Irish Fluff, or as I grew up knowing it, Watergate salad, for the end of meal sweet treat. See you next time, everybody.